Tap in, family. Tap, tap, tap. Tap in. Tap in. Tap in. Tap in. Tap in, family. Major live. Major live. Okay. If you tired of working, okay. If you sick and tired of working, tag somebody that you know that's sick and tired of working. All right, I got the answers for y'all today. All right, I got the answers for y'all today. Oh hell yeah, Mo Beans. Hey, we bringing a whole pot today though. Okay, make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all share. All right, make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all share. Share, share, share. Okay. Alright, I'm going to explain as much as I can. Alright. Again, if you're working a job, tag somebody you know that's working the job as well. Okay, because I got some answers for y'all today. All you got to do is follow along. All you got to do is follow along. Okay? If you can, get you a notepad or get you something to record some notes. Alright, get you something that you can record your notes. Alright, because family, today I'm giving answers. Whether it goes over your head or not. Okay? But a person has to understand why having a job is not in your best interest. Alright, I'm going to explain to y'all why having a job is not in your best interest. Make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all share. Okay? Now, for everybody that got a job, comment the number 1. For everybody that has a job, comment number 1. Or better yet, everybody that uses income to pay bills, comment the number 1. Everybody that use income to pay bills, comment the number 1. Class participation, y'all. Peace and love, everybody that's just coming in. Topic of the day is why having a job is not in your best interest. All right, comment 1 if you use income to pay bills. I know it's not just one person. Come on now. Now that's cool, family. It's cool. No, like I said, no. That's cool. No, I'm just saying. We're all in this together. All right. So I'm just showing the hand so everybody can understand. Everybody is doing the same thing. Okay. So again, y'all don't. Just because you're hearing this information today, don't like beat yourself up. Just correct it. Because that's what I had to do. Alright, and if anybody that knows me before this information, alright, I had all kinds of different jobs. Okay, I had all kinds of different jobs. And as soon as I heard a hint of this information, I never turned back, family. Alright, I never turned back. Alright, so for those that's comment 1, for everybody that's just coming in, if you use income, no matter how you get it, if you use income to pay bills, comment 1. Alright? Now y'all gotta remember, this is also accountability. Alright, we gotta have some accountability. Now this ain't no bashing, no nothing. This live is straight accountability, straight information. Okay, for everybody that went to school with me, y'all already know. Was I a student? Come on now. Hell no. I was a class clown in high school. Okay, I was a class clown in high school, but I took this information serious though. All right. So for everybody that's commenting number 1, that uses income to pay bills. All right. I'm here to let you know, and we're gonna start from the beginning. Okay, we're gonna start from the beginning. I'm gonna leave this live up. All right, but we're gonna start from the beginning just so you can understand everything. Now, for everybody that commented number 1. All right, I just want you to think with me. For every bill that you've been paying on, did you give them an application? I just want you to comment yes or no. I'll ask the question again. For every bill that you are paying on right now, no matter what bill it is, did you give them an application? For those that don't know what the application is something you put your first, last name on, you gave them your social, you signed the bottom, and you submitted it. Right? Alright, you got some yeses? Okay. Alright. I'm here to let you know, congratulations. You prepaid your account. I'm going to say it again. This is what they were supposed to tell you. Congratulations. Okay? Congratulations. You prepaid your account. Now let me ask, for those that commented 1, and for those that commented yes, let me ask you this. This is a yes or no question. Did you know that your application was a payment? I must ask that again. Did you know that your application was a payment? Did you know that? Did you know? I didn't know either. Meaning until I learned this information, shit, I didn't know either. Look, somebody just said yes. Tangy, Richie, how did you say yes? If you knew it was a prepayment, why are you paying interest on the bill then? Okay. So most people that is paying interest on a bill and that they're the owner doesn't understand that their application is the payment. Okay? Well, we're talking about when you originally signed. When you originally signed, you got to remember, when you signed that application, no matter if it was online or in person, you provided a first, last name, and you provided a social number, and you signed the bottom, which authorized them to receive it. Okay? So think about it. Hold on. Nothing to do with 1099. Hold on. Ain't nothing to do with that yet. Hold on. Okay? So remember, your application by itself, well, along with a tender of payment, but we're going to get there. All right? For everybody that is paying. All right. Y'all can still hear me? Y'all can still hear me? We good? Somebody just tried to call me. Make sure we still good. All right, cool. I see T-Ray, you said, so what do we do when we get denied? T-Ray! I hope I'm saying your name right, family. Come on, family, you gotta let me teach. Come on, let me teach. Hold on. Y'all getting ahead of yourselves. Hold on. Okay? Boom. So, every person that is paying a bill right now, no matter what bill it is, or if you're paying somebody else's bill, okay, understand your application, all right, was the payment. It's called a prepayment, okay? So write that down. My application was a prepayment. Now, why didn't they tell you this? Now, why didn't they come and say, Sam Marie, thank you for your prepayment? Why did it say that? Why did it say that? Why didn't it say that? You know why they didn't say that, y'all? Alright? Now, I can't go personally look it up because I'm driving right now. Alright? But there's a code. This is a specific act. It's Federal Reserve. Can y'all please write this down? For those that wasn't A honor roll students, please write this down. And I wasn't an A honor roll student, but you know those A honor roll students know how to take notes. Well, duh, because they was A honor roll. Okay, so for those that wasn't on the A honor roll, please write this down. Federal Reserve, Section 16. Federal Reserve, Section 16. I'm going to briefly talk about part 1 and part 2. And again, I can't see it physically. I just know it because I done read that thing so many times, because I'm like, yo, this is telling it all. This is literally telling us what our application is. Because if you just pull an average Joe, next time y'all go back to work tomorrow, and when y'all in the break room, I want y'all to ask this. Just ask out loud. Has anybody in here read Federal Reserve Section 16, Part 1 and Part 2? Just ask that question. And just see. They're gonna be like, oh, what you talking about, Craig? what you talking about, Lisa? Okay? What? So again, Federal Reserve Section 16. So I'm going to go over Part 1 and Part 2. Hopefully y'all got multiple devices, or you got a laptop or something, you can pull it up. Because I know it majority by heart. Okay? I know majority by heart. Okay. Alright. Y'all can still hear me? Alright, y'all can still hear me? We good? Alright, cool. Alright, so I can't physically look at it right now. So hopefully y'all got like a laptop or something, or you got another phone where you can pull this up as I talk. Alright. So peep it. Federal Reserve Section 16, Part 1. I'm going to go over Part 1 first. Okay? So yeah, they said notes to be somebody, okay, appreciate that, Rio. It said Federal Reserve notes to be issued at the discretion of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. Now pause right there. Let me show y'all how you supposed to read stuff, pause and break it down. You're not supposed to just read something, just read. Then you be like, oh, I read it. You got to read and break it down. So that very first sentence talks about how the Federal Reserve are the only ones that have discretion. Did they say Bank of America has discretion? Did they say your apartment building or management companies got the discretion to decline you? No. It says the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve. First and foremost, let's go ahead and get that out the way. Alright? So anybody that's declining you, if the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve didn't decline you, my friend, you didn't get declined. That's like, for all my trappers out there, that's like you sending money to bring a pack back home. You send the money, dude get the money, and he tell you, well shit, I didn't get the money. I didn't get it, but you see it in your bank. What you mean? It says it. What you talking about, bro? It's the same thing these institutions are doing. You send them money, the application, and they like, nah, decline. And that's only because we don't understand how powerful our application is. It's like sports. You can have the best offense ever. If you don't know how to play defense, you're going to lose. The problem is, a lot of these corporations are taking offensive approaches, and we don't know how to play defense. Anybody that's ever got declined, including myself, when I got declined, I thought it was because of my credit score. I thought it was because of my debt to income ratio. It had nothing to do with none of that. Okay, it had nothing to do with none of that. Okay, it was all the fact of I didn't have capacity to contract, so they based me off my credit score. Since I gave them an application, for all y'all that gave applications, you know what you forgot to give? A tender of payment. Write this down. A tender of payment. Write this down. A tender of payment. Again, I don't got the Federal Reserve Section 16 Part 1 in front of me right now, but I know it. And that it literally says that the application must be accompanied. That might be a Part 2, but I know Part 1 says that it's already receivable by all national and member banks, meaning your application is already approved. You prepaid your account. So every single person that got a job right now, you on the clock to go pay. All right, you on the clock to go pay something that's already prepaid. The problem is you haven't told them you would like to use the prepayment. Imagine paying something in advance and then forgetting you paid for it and then paying for it again. I'm gonna say it again. Imagine prepaying for something, going to get what you paid for, and then paying for it again. I'm gonna say it one more time. Imagine prepaying for something, and then once you go get it, you go pay for it again. That's like me paying my barber all the money up front, and then after he get done with my haircut, he say, "All right, bro, that'll be," and I'm like, "Hey, no, bro, I already prepaid you." That's what have to happen. Sometimes you gotta remind them, "Hey, bro, I already prepaid you. Here's my cash app. You don't remember that application?" But I'm just trying to give y'all an analogy. It's the same analogy, okay? We just start from the application, because if a person doesn't understand the application, nothing else is gonna make sense. Nothing else is gonna make sense. Meaning, if you don't understand that your application is the prepayment. Now, how do I prove that the application is a prepayment? Federal Reserve Section 16, Part 1 and Part 2. And Part 1, it specifically says that the application is receivable. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. That's why I said, go look at it. Let me know if I'm wrong. Application is receivable by all national and member banks. Does it not say that? Can somebody please prove me wrong or prove me right? I don't want nobody in the comments that's just looking at me that got a whole nother device be like, man. So can y'all please prove that for me? That might be in Part 1. Federal Reserve Section 16, Part 1. It should say that it's receivable by all national and member banks. Man, I know these acts like I used to memorize plays. Anybody that went to Hillcrest High School with me, all right? I don't know if y'all know or not, but I hold the record for the most interceptions. Okay? Me. Yeah, you can call it cocky, arrogance, all you want to. I hold the record at Hillcrest High School for the most interceptions held in one season. Okay? So, do y'all not know how I did that? I did that by watching film. I watched so much damn film. It got to the point when I was a senior, my coach didn't even have me doing the plays. And he said, "Hey, roam around. You got freedom to roam." I played free safety my senior year. All right, because I couldn't read. All right, because I watched film. Okay, when you really read and really study what you reading, yo, you can literally see everything before it even happens. All right, you can see everything before it happens. All right, but it also says the said note shall be obligation of the United States. Remember, we're using the first name, last name. That first name, last name is a government name. Why y'all think when they be like, "What's your government name?" Because you know some of us got nicknames. Some of y'all nickname like Poo Poo, Lil Doodoo. All right, Pookie Bear. All right, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of little nicknames. But when somebody asks you your government name, guess what you are giving them? A government entity. That is a business name. So y'all got to see when it says obligations of the United States. United States is obligated to pay all debts. Everything is already prepaid by way of applications. Okay? When you submit an application, if you don't give them instructions, they're going to judge you by your credit score. That's why you have to give instructions with your application. Everybody that is paying bills right now, I promise you, you didn't give instructions to your application. And I know there are people saying right now, "What's the instructions?" It's not a step-by-step process, family. You got to go read and understand what's going on, because I can tell you exactly what kind of letter to say. All right, what you going to do when they call you? You gonna be like, "Hold on real quick, hey bro, they on the phone with me, what I say?" That's not how it go, family. You gotta read. That's the difference between the lower people and the upper people. Lower vibrations, higher vibrations. Okay? Somebody said, "If my application is denied, should I retract the application?" First of all, family, The reason why I know you're not reading, because you're asking that obvious questions. That's obvious. If they don't give me the credit, I'm retracting my application. And I'm not beating you down, but you got to think. You already know that. Yes, you retract the application. Now, do you know why you retract the application, or did you just hear somebody say that? You see what I'm saying? You got to know. You got to know what's going on. You can't just be regurgitate what you're hearing. You got to know what's going on. Because if they decline me, I'm going to say one of the two things. All right, I'm going to say, well, there must be an issue. Okay, because I have capacity to contract. I forward y'all my instructions on what to do with the application. I want you to transfer my security interest over, all right, to cover all debts owed to the principal. Y'all got to remember, the purpose of business is to pay the principal. Does anybody know who the principal is? Have y'all ever called y'all banks before and asked questions like, hey, what's my balance? Or y'all know that automatic system, they be like, your principal balance is. Y'all ever notice why they say principal balance? Y'all ever know why they said your principal balance? So if I call my bank, let's say I got $100,000 in my bank account, all right, and I do the little automatic system. They say, do you want to check your balance? Press 2. I push 2. They gonna be like, your principal balance is ... So that means that's some money I can use, right? Right? So if I call, let's say I go get a house, for y'all that got mortgages, for y'all that got cars, didn't they give you a principal balance? Didn't they tell you, hey, your principal remaining balance is... They're literally telling you you have money to use. But we don't know accounting. We think we got to go to school for accounting. You get to start talking like this, man. So many people are so inferior to learn more information. So many of us is in a state of cognitive dissonance, meaning we'll hear some shit and be like, shit, my job cool. I like my job. We say poor shit like that. Alright, I hadn't even got to the jobs yet. Okay? Every time you give an application to a job, guess who they give it to? A bank. Guess what that bank give it to? A trust company. Guess what that trust company does? Securitize it. You are literally working for your own money. They are paying you out of your own account. That's why it's not beneficial. You don't benefit by waking up, going to work, getting a check, cashing a check, and then using that to go pay a bill that's already prepaid. That's what we are doing. And I'm only saying we to make people feel better, because that's damn sure not what I'm doing now. Okay? Okay? Yes, look, some people like their slave jobs. They gonna have to die and come back and try again. Alright? The same people that's hugging on to their jobs are the same people that's gonna lose their jobs to robots. Alright? Those jobs is about to be lost to robots. Conversation for another day. Conversation for another day. Okay? But there is nothing great about you having a job, family. Okay? Alright? Alright, T-Rod, I see that you say you read. Now you need to go read. What are the bases of breach of contract? What are the bases of security fraud? You see what I'm saying, fam? You got to keep going. It's never a point of stopping. Like, you see what I'm saying? You got to keep going. Because if you're asking the questions you're asking, you got to keep going, family. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm your brother. I'm with you. Okay? But I'm letting you know you ain't hitting the weights hard enough. That's what I'm saying. Because if you are hitting the weights hard enough, show it. You knew to retract your application. Alright? Show them. Okay? It's like talking big and bad about the bullet. Hey, man, go show them. Go get your money. They got your application. They denied you. Alright? They not waiting around for somebody to give them an answer. I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying they already declined you. If it was me, yo, I'm sending a letter ASAP. I'm getting in touch with their finance department ASAP. Like, yo, it must be a misunderstanding. I got capacity to contract. Y'all treat me like a minor. I have capacity to contract, meaning I have the right to credit. And if y'all are telling me I don't have a right to credit, that means I must be a minor. And I'm telling you I'm not a minor, which triggers discrimination. Discrimination of age. Simple. And I'm not here to give any legal advice. I'm not an attorney. I'm just saying what I would do if I was in those shoes. Yeah, so imagine that's why I say nobody's an adult until you are controlling your own accounts. So everybody that has a job right now is a child in the government's eyes. So all that big chest, I'm a man, I'm a grown ass woman, you are a child. Do y'all understand? Age of majority is 18, but you gotta be 18 and the capacity to contract to be considered an adult. They always leave that capacity to contract out. Y'all ever seen like application? They just be like, you 18 or older? It's just like yes or no. What it should say is, are you 18 or older, and do you have the capacity to contract? Because if you 18 or older and you don't have capacity to contract, you cannot sign contracts. So that's why they take it out of the application. Alright, so they ask you, are you 18? Y'all, of course they know you're over 18. But they're asking you in a way of, do you have capacity to contract? Because if you say yes, we're going to act as if you know what's going on. Meaning, you are consenting in what's going on. Everybody that's paying a bill right now, I can bet all the money in my account, you did not read the contract before you signed. Because if you read it, and me, myself as well, alright, before I knew this, I didn't read anything. I just signed and I got the keys and I made me a Snapchat and said, God is good because he was able to let me get a car. You know what I'm saying? We do all that. We get a new spot. We put it up. We start taking pictures. Man, I came a long way. I came a long way. And we still got a long way to go. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand what is really going on, family. We are so uninformed. Okay, so back to it. We didn't read the contract. In the contract, it talks about a security interest. Alright, now what is a security interest? A security interest was given when you gave them an application. You gave them your government name. You didn't give them your hood name. You didn't give them your childhood nickname. You gave them your government name. Okay, Theodore John Tavius Peterson. Okay, you don't want people to know your name Theodore. Alright, but when you do applications, you gotta put Theodore Peterson. Okay, because Theodore Peterson is the name of your estate. I'm just giving you an example. If the guy was named Peter, I'm just giving an example. Okay, now every time Theodore goes and does business, he can't put his nickname, right? He got to put his government name. He has to put also the access number to the government name. It has to match because that's the access to that person's Treasury account. We are all attached to billions. Okay? Whether you accept that or not, who cares? No one asks workers what they think. I'm just here because I'm an ex-worker and I'm understanding what the hell is going on. Like, oh my God! I spent so much time working. I'm so glad I got out of there when I was 27 years old. Oh my God. Not to brag or boast, but shit. Oh my God. I thought it wasn't no options, y'all. Oh my God. I used to almost cry. I remember calling my dad and saying, Dad, I don't know what to do. Man, what? Oh my God. Man. Whew. But anyways, once I understood what a security interest was, okay, the security interest was the prepayment. But the problem is we didn't express to the corporation, hey, corporation, I'm the owner. Okay, I also want you to know that I want to use the security interest to cover all debts owed. We didn't say that. So you know what we did? We didn't read nothing. We signed a contract that said we'll promise to repay them. So imagine signing a contract with your barber that even when you prepay, you still gotta repay after you get the cut. Now nobody in their right mind, right? Right? So you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and say, man, I ain't in my right mind. Some of y'all walk around here and really be giving advice. I used to be out here giving advice. I was wrong as shit. Wrong as hell. Wrong as hell. Okay, I was wrong as hell. Wrong. If you're not reading contract, you should not be speaking about finances. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. If nobody is teaching y'all contract law, trust law, equity law, consumer law, everything else is a waste of your time. Okay, all that Forex, all that, great, you're a great trader, great, but you're trading on a baby level. Alright, you need to learn how to trade securities. You need to understand you are trading something that's so expensive. Yeah, you don't have to redress. Come on now. I know that's a big question. You had to redress, right? Come on now, you know you got to redress. Come on now. You already know that. Alright? But imagine how many people, I know you know that, but imagine how many people don't know that they're supposed to be redressing their contracts. How many of y'all go out to the club, but if you about to walk out, but if you spill something on your shirt, how many of y'all gonna go back and redress? Comment 2. If let's say you about to go out with your friends, and right when you about to walk out, you spill something on your outfit. How many of y'all gonna go back and redress? Comment 2 if you gonna go back and redress. I know damn well I'm going back and redress. If I spill a stain on my all white, what? I'm taking that shit right off. What? Alright, how many of y'all gonna redress? Comment 2. Alright, so clearly a lot of y'all would redress on the public side. You need to learn how to redress on the private side, okay? There's a private redress, meaning your contract has stains all over it that you can't even see. But when you put the glasses on of an informed person, you can then redress the contract. Did y'all know that we all have basic consumer rights? Write this down, y'all. Basic consumer rights. Basic consumer rights. Exactly. If anybody want any more information on redressing the contract, go to ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT, hey ChatGPT, what are the steps of redressing my contract? Y'all gotta learn this AI, man. A lot of y'all walk around here on some, I'm old school. Well, that's the problem with a lot of folks. Y'all too old school. Alright, ain't nothing worse than a person feeling like they can't learn technology. Alright, remember ChatGPT, folks. Write that down. ChatGPT will literally draft a letter of how it should look. Alright, if you want to take steps of redressing your contract. Now, you still got to understand what's going on. Please don't just try to have ChatGPT do every fucking thing. You still got to know what's going on. But write this down. ChatGPT. Okay? Now, remember the application is what we gave them. But we never gave them our instructions. That is a very pivotal section, family. Imagine hiring a bunch of people and not giving them instructions or not giving them a duty. How many of y'all can own a business, hire employees, and not give them any instructions? That's what's going on, family. We go to Bank of America, we go to Chase, we hire employees because we hire Chase. We hire Bank of America by giving them an application. They don't hire us. We're the investors, family. We got to understand we're investors because we are the one that can submit applications. Banks can't submit applications. They need customers. They need people like me and you to go submit applications. Application is money. It's a negotiable instrument. But if you don't put no negotiations with your funds, guess what's going to happen? They're going to negotiate for you. They're going to slide you a contract over for you. And 9 times out of 10, we don't even read it. We just say, did we get approved or denied? We so happy, we don't even read the contract. And that's really when all the magic happens. So many of us don't read no contract. We just sign and just say, give us the keys. And then we getting repoed or we end up getting evicted 6 months later. You see what I'm saying? That's because we're not informed, family. It's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening. Somebody going to probably sign something that they didn't read nothing. But as soon as they got it, they went straight. Yeah, but there's no way you read that whole contract and you just was satisfied with it. There had to be something in there that you didn't understand. And since you didn't understand it, you should have reached out to your corporation and said something along the lines of this. Hey, I was reading my contract and I noticed something that says something about this. Is there anybody that I can have a conversation with that can bring some clarity to this matter? Exactly. You got to understand the definition of the terms of the contract. Alright, but again, the application, remember Federal Reserve Section 16 Part 1 says that the application is receivable. Were y'all able to pull up that Federal Reserve Section 16 Part 1? Were y'all able to pull it up? Let me know. Let me know. Were y'all able to pull it up? I'm gonna have to sit y'all up. Alright, yeah, we good now. Pull it up, y'all. Pull it up. Federal Reserve Section 16 Part 1. Alright. Now, were y'all able to see? Alright, y'all got to pull it up. Now, do y'all see where it says receivable? Do y'all see where it says receivable by all national and member banks? Exactly. I just want y'all to see. Do y'all see where it says it's receivable by all member banks? Do y'all see that? Okay, I just want to make sure the people that's not following along, look in the comments. They're telling you what I'm telling you. Okay, I don't got it in front of me. I've just read it so many times, I know what it says. So when it gets brought up, if I need to say this to a corporation, I don't need to, I don't freeze up. I already know what to say. You see what I'm saying? It says it's receivable by all national and member banks. So I'm going to ask, so which bank declined me? That's my first question. Which bank declined me? T-Ray, which bank declined you? Which bank declined you? T-Ray still there? T-Ray, which bank declined you? American Express. Let me ask you this. I want you to Google, is American Express a national bank or a member bank? You gonna get some beans today, T-Ray. Alright. Google that right quick. Come back to me. Let us know what it says. Is American Express a national bank or a member bank? Or is American Express attached to a national bank or a member bank? We wait. Everybody's tapping in. We waiting on T-Ray. And all y'all can do this as well. We just using T-Ray as an example. Everybody else, y'all in the same boat. National Bank. Alright, so this is how we cross-reference. Alright. Now we got to cross-reference. Now, when we read Federal Reserve Section 16, Part 1, when it literally says it is receivable by all national and member banks. Now, you got to ask yourself, T-Ray, why were you declined? You see what I'm saying? Why were you declined? Why did they decline your application? You know why? Because you didn't give them instructions. You came at them as a borrower. You probably showed them pay stubs. You probably told them you make this amount of much income. Okay? We have to stop. We got to get out of that mind space. That's why I made and I'm glad you're here, but that's why I made a post earlier, and I said, if a person plans on working for the next 2 years, they should just unfollow me, because the conversation we about to start having is not going to make sense to workers. You see what I'm saying? You got to understand, you're not supposed to tell anybody how much income you got, because you're not even supposed to be making income. You see what I'm saying? When they say questions like that, I bring in revenue, so you can't really judge me by income, and plus I got capacity to contract, so I shouldn't be judged by a credit score. So those are certain things that I would say when I'm applying for certain things. Okay, but again, I'm going to give you those clues right there. It's literally Federal Reserve Section 16, Part 1. It says it's receivable by all national banks. Now we slide down to Part 2. All right, now we at Federal Reserve Section 16, Part 2. It talks about notes. It talks about notes. Alright, so Part 2 talks about how an application must be accompanied with a tender of payment. Do y'all see that part? Do y'all see that part? Yeah. Workers make income, bosses make revenue. I'm here to let you know you're a boss. You're not supposed to be talking about income. Okay? Alright. T-Ray, let me ask you this. That question that you just asked, before you submitted that question, think about that. What would you do? Okay. Where would you send your instructions if I applied somewhere online? Where would I look up? What would you, if somebody would give you $1 billion and said, hey, find out where to send a letter, okay, to an online transaction, what would you do? Come on now. This is where we lack. All right, we gotta challenge ourselves. All we gotta do is pause and think. I know a lot of folks try to just like lay their questions on me, but the problem becomes when we don't get on camera. You know what I'm saying? What would you do? I'm gonna ask you. You applied online. What do you think you should do? What do you let me think. I think I would go to Google. And then I think I would say, what is the address of this bank? Then I would see if they had a mailing address. You know, that would take me literally 5 seconds. And the reason why I'm like this, because you gotta challenge yourself, family. You gonna fail if you don't, family. I mean, you get all the pieces in the world, but if you don't have a challenge, if you don't have personal thoughts, you see what I'm saying? It ain't never gonna make sense. Sometimes you gotta pause and think. I need to get a letter to them. What should I do? Easy. Let me go online. Let me type in, hey, where are their headquarters? Hey, let me see if they have a number. I'm sure on my decline letter, there's an address on there. I'm sure on my decline letter, you see what I'm saying? When the more you read, the more you'll see, family. That's why people can't really say they read, because half of the questions really be in the reads. You can't fool a wise one. A fool can fool a fool. Not saying you're trying to do that, but I'm just saying most people say, I read, but when they ask the question, it's like, how? If you got your decline letter, all the information you need is on your decline letter. That's where you need to start from, family. What was the last correspondence that they sent you? They literally told you what bank declined you. Okay. They even said if you want to correct your report, go to the credit agency. But if you want to correct the decline letter, reach out to the banks. They literally say that. That's why we got to read, family. Okay. All right, but back to it. Federal Reserve Section 16 Part 2. Specifically, did y'all catch up with me? Did y'all see where it talks about? Yeah, I already know. Did y'all see where it talks about that the application must be accompanied with a tender of payment? Okay, so you gotta understand, when we read things like this, we gotta slow down and read it. It literally says must be accompanied. How many of y'all did not accompany y'all? Accompanied means have together, by the way. So it says the application must be accompanied with a tender. A tender is a tender of payment. Okay, how many of y'all submitted an application and you did not accompany it with a tender of payment? Comment 2 if you did not do that. Comment 2 if you did not do that. I'll say it again. Comment 2 if you submitted applications on bills you're paying on and you did not submit a tender of payment with the application. It says such application shall be accompanied with a tender to the local Federal Reserve agent. For us to get to the Federal Reserve agent, we must go through the banks. The banks are the pass-throughs. We need the banks, family. The banks need us. It's a partnership. For all y'all that saying, we need to bring the banks down. Shut up, okay? That is not true. We need to understand what's going on so we can put the banks in their position. The problem is we don't understand how powerful we are. Okay, so everybody that did not accompany a tender of payment with your application, guess what they did? They put you in a repayment contract. Okay, because you never told them, hey, this is my application. I want to go ahead and accept the credits that come with this application. I want to go ahead and exercise my rights to the security interests inside the application. Okay, you never told them that. So since you didn't tell them that, since they're your better half, okay, I'm all close to the camera, like I forgot I got the headphones in. All right, since they're your better half, okay, they can literally speak for you. They can use your signature on your behalf. That's the beauty of partnership. If my partner is too drunk to make it to the meeting, I can sign for him or for her. Okay, we don't understand how pivotal it is when we just sign contracts. We don't even understand contracts. But if we say that shit out loud, yo, family, that is blatant telling the world we're insane. You know how many people would be like, well, I ain't got my contract. Y'all know how insane that shit sounds out loud? But we so cool with it. I used to be trying to be like, man, I used to be like, I don't got my contract, and I had to hit me. I was like, why am I owner of my account and I don't got my damn contract? Okay. Oh yeah, Rio all day, straight up. The banks can act like real people when the real person doesn't show up. That's why we go to banks. Y'all gotta look at it's really like this. I want y'all to kind of take y'all's understanding or overstanding out the way right now. This how it's supposed to be. We are investors. We wake up out of our beds. We drive around. We figure out, what is it that I want? Do I want a house? Do I want a car? This is literally how it goes, y'all. I don't know if y'all ever played the game Sims, but this is how it goes. I want that car over there. What do we go do? We go to that establishment, right? Don't we give them something before they give us something? Don't we give companies something before they give us something? What is it that we give them before they give it to us? An application. An application, we've already read Federal Reserve Section 16 Part 1. It says that the application is received by all banks. Do y'all not know how much your application is worth? Alright? Remember, we dropped down to Federal Reserve Section 16 Part 2. Can anybody drop down? It should be down to the bottom. It says verbatim. I know this is verbatim. I might get this tatted on me. It says, in no event shall the security collateral be less than the Federal Reserve notes applied for. That is basically saying, in layman's term, your application cannot get declined. Your application is worth whatever it is you applied for. That's why it says, in no event shall the security collateral, we already know the security collateral is the application. That's why they said the security collateral must be accompanied with the tender of payment. You got to make your application a security collateral by adding the tender of payment. Yeah, they sell it over and over again, but that's cool. We ain't really worried about that. We just want to make sure we can utilize the benefits as the owner. See, a lot of folks be trying to get to the net, trying to get every single, oh, they traded my stuff. Well, duh, we gave them an application to go trade it. That's why the account is as much as it is. They're runners. For all my trappers out there that got a successful trap going, when you got runners, you throw them something and they go make more and they bring that money back. That's good business. The banks are borrowers. How do I know the banks are borrowers? Because I don't want to get on here and just talk. I want y'all to pull up something called 12 USC 1431. 12 USC 1431. I just want to really show y'all, man, I really do know this information. I know I get on here and pop. Okay? That's because I be in chill mode. Alright? Like, I don't stress about the bill. And I want other folks to live the same way. I don't want to do it by myself. I could just gatekeep and just act like I do this. No, I want everybody to know this. Everybody that's meant to know this. Alright, so we at 12 USC 1431. As you can see, I don't got nothing in front of me. I read this stuff so much, I know it like the back of my hand. Alright, Title 12. Alright, as you can see in Title 12, it says 12 USC 1431. Before we even get into it, what does 12 represent? 12 represents Title 12. Title 12 represents the Banking Act. It regulates the banks. So if I want to know how to regulate the banks, I need to understand Title 12. Y'all understand that? Everybody understand that? T-Ray, exactly. Exactly. We came to them saying we're the age of 18. They gave us a contract assuming we was adult. We didn't read it. They said, okay, put us in the account. And then they seen that we was going to repay. So they put the obligation on us, but they hold all our proceeds because in our contract, it literally says, I give y'all permission to hold all proceeds. It literally says from their perspective, you give us permission to withhold all proceeds, withhold all taxes and insurance proceeds. We literally give them those promises. We do that in the contract that we don't even read. That's why I say, y'all go read your contract and see the promises that you made to them that you didn't even know you made. Okay, so we at Title 12. Title 12, 1431, it says powers and duties of the banks, and it talks about how the banks have powers and duties to borrow. I'm going to say that one more time. Banks have powers and duties to borrow. Somebody said, don't the banks apply for Federal Reserve notes and using notes, draft bills in exchange? All right, Chris, let me ask you this. What name is the bank using when they go apply for Federal Reserve notes? What name is on that application? Is Bank of America putting Bank of America's name on the application when they go to the Federal Reserve window? You think banks can just go create money Because if that was the case, Chris, they wouldn't need us. They wouldn't need us, Chris. Yeah, they can't get anything without our access numbers. Our access numbers are socials. For those that have businesses, let me ask y'all a question. For y'all that got businesses, for those that got EINs for your business, did you give them a social? Yes, right? That's how you're able to go get cars in your business name. It's still tied to your original trust. Okay? Your Sestake trust. Alright? Your very first trust that was created when you was a baby. Alright? Yeah, a lot of people answer their own questions. But I'm just showing y'all it's a whole thing, family. It's us as a collective. You know what I'm saying? If we put our own comprehend, but y'all gotta remember, just like we was talking about on Instagram, we was talking about this like 2 days ago. We talked about, I don't know if y'all seen that movie Lucy, right? Did y'all ever see that movie Lucy where it talked about using 100% of your brain? Y'all remember when they were talking about how when we only use 10% of our brain, you know what I'm saying? Like everything around us is based off using 10% of our brain, right? So y'all gotta remember, sometimes we gotta elevate ourselves to be able to comprehend certain things. And sometimes elevating ourselves is cutting certain friends off, ending certain relationships, you know, stop talking to certain family members. Alright, because this information, family, is gonna take all your attention. It's gonna be physically, emotionally draining. Alright, for good reason. You're gonna get beneficial as well. Alright, but back to it. Alright, the Federal Reserve Section 16 Part 2. Did y'all see the part where it talks about in no event shall the security collateral be less than the Federal Reserve notes applied for? Were y'all able to locate that part? I just want y'all to see it for y'all selves, so y'all know I'm not lying. When we was at Federal Reserve Section 16 Part 2, it talked about, it's probably at the end of Part 2. It literally says, in no event shall the security collateral be less than the Federal Reserve notes applied for. That's Congress literally telling you that whatever you apply for is received by all national and member banks, okay? And whatever you apply for has already got prepaid. The problem is, we don't know this. We don't know how to stand up. We think everything is based off a credit score because that's all we focused on. We only care about income, which that's nothing to do with contracting as well. Okay, a lot of things that we worried about, we shouldn't even be worried about because, again, it has nothing to do with us. Okay, at all. Nothing to do with us at all. Okay, so, again, imagine only using 10% of your brain. Imagine the friends you have accumulated from 10% of your brain. Okay, imagine the relationship you have accumulated by only using 10% of your brain. Do you really think the friends that you accumulated on 10% are the same friends you're going to accumulate when you start using 50%, 60%? Remember, everybody that has a job now, you really truly believe that was right. But we are reading laws that has proven us wrong. So are you going to have cognitive dissonance and ignore what we are going over right now? And then wait 2-3 years later and still say to yourself, well, shoot, I don't know what y'all still saying to y'allself, to be honest with you. Y'all still on them forklifts, still going to them warehouses, still looking for WFH jobs. I didn't even know what WFH meant. Then somebody was like, it means work from home. I was like, oh shit. Folks looking for work from home jobs. Again, family, there is no law, never, ever, that's ever said, go get a job and go spend your income on your bills. You have the option to do that, but an insane person would do that, because only an insane person would repay something that's prepaid. Okay, Congress even goes as far as calling that person an idiot. 1 USC 1, someone that enters the contract and doesn't understand the contract is an idiot. But imagine how many people walk around here thinking man, if you're not leading people to righteous information, you are an idiot, okay? Alright, no matter where your loyalty is at, a lot of y'all are loyal to the wrong things, okay? It doesn't matter how long you've known the person, alright? If y'all are so close, learn this information together. Okay, Lucy literally gave the gems. When you start operating on certain frequencies, family, you don't even think about certain things because you have the options, you have the ideas to get around certain obstacles. You got to understand that you got ideas to get around certain obstacles. Meaning when a bill comes in, first thing I do, I don't go out and get a job and go pay it. I read it. And I laugh because they all say the same thing. It says the account is due. It don't never say the corporation is due. We so scared to read our bills. Some of us don't even get our bills sent. Some of us is on auto bill pay because we're so scared to miss a bill. We want the bill to come straight out of our account. We have literally gave our privacy to a whole third party company to say, hey, just go into my account every first of the month and take out whatever it is that I've already prepaid, but go ahead and take the repayment out. Alright? You don't even got to send me the bill because like you said, you're saving trees and I want to save trees too, so I'm going to go ahead and go paperless. It has nothing to do with nothing. You feel what I'm saying, y'all? And that's what's going on. That's the matrix. Alright, a lot of folks is walking in the matrix. A lot of folks is the one that's pushing the matrix. Imagine if the victims don't understand that the director is the victim. No, my bad. What if I told you the victim of the movie is blaming the director when the director is the exact suspect? Meaning the victim is, meaning you're the suspect, you're the director. Everybody that's blaming the damn government, all quote unquote black folks blaming white folks, all quote unquote white folks blaming non-Americans. However, this shit is insanity. Okay? So imagine tomorrow you go in the break room, y'all gonna be talking about a bunch of nothing. Bunch of nothing. What up, Craig? Hey, Craig, you gonna come help me with my brakes? Hey, Craig, Craig, you got that $20 we put that bet on? Come on, man. Come on. My eyes are open. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading things, executing certain things. So when I hear certain people conversation, I just be like, what? And you know my body language don't never get hit, and so people get offended. But it's like, I'm saying that because... Yeah, we back. Alright, so conversation is different, family. When you start reading, your conversation gonna change. When your conversation change, your life gonna change. Some of y'all got the same conversation. That's why your life has never changed, and it's never gonna change. You're gonna be one of them old heads that's saying the same old tunes. I did this, I did that. If you didn't do nothing by law, nothing on record, you haven't accomplished anything. Saying I used to work down there, just people, I remember like just working, like you will say I might get a job down there, like, yeah, I used to work down there, yeah, shit, I'm down here at BMW now, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like we've created a hierarchy in the work field. Like, what? Yeah, we get 18 down here. Yeah, I know this shit. I ain't go down there. They only started off 15. They started us at 18. Then after 3 months, you be with them for 2 years. They get you to about 24. Man, all that po ass talk, man. I can't believe I used to talk like that. Man, what? Be care about nobody damn feelings? Cause I used to do all that shit. I used to be like going from job to job. I started reading shit like, man, I can't believe how po I was. Man, what? Had folks around me encouraging that shit. Man, you doing good. You making good money. Making no damn good money. Fuck. Getting your own damn money. This is involuntary slavery. The hell are we talking about? When I read Federal Reserve Section 16, Part 1 and Part 2, it tells me I ain't got to get no damn job. Alright, you read something. Alright, you really bought into it. It changed your life. You went through trials and tribulations. Okay, you got the results. Alright, would you ever go back to work? Ever? You wouldn't even be thinking about work. Some of y'all are so thinking about your job because you don't understand the information that's out here at your fingertips. And the more you keep on saying, well, man, you gonna keep working, family. And I'm here to let y'all know it's about to get ugly. Because these robots that they about to push, your job is in jeopardy, okay? They already talking about another wave of the COVID, all right? So what y'all gonna do? They about to bring these robots in, AI taking over. So if you're not an investor and you looking at things from a worker's mentality, man, go ahead and log off. You just gonna see us go up. You're gonna be like, damn! Some of y'all saying that now. You hear me say the same thing I said 4 years ago. It's people that can hear me one time and just tap into the information and just be so far like, damn. And they don't never turn out. So many people that follow me that ends up quitting their jobs and never go back to their jobs. Okay? So if I was me and I was working the job, I'm like, yo, what all I need to do? I'm not going to just up and quit. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm telling you, you need to sacrifice some time so you can go read this information. Some of y'all work and then you go out, you spend all your money at the club or however how you do it. Some of y'all say, well, I ain't a clubber. Well, you ain't a clubber, but you're a do-nothinger. Y'all know what a do-nothinger is? A do-nothinger is somebody that works Monday through Friday and the weekend they do nothing. And they think that's good. Well, I don't be all out here like everybody else. You don't got to be out here like everybody. What are you doing when you're by yourself? Nothing. You cut Netflix on. Sitting there with some popcorn and some ice cream. Texting and shit. You know what I'm saying? Resting your legs because you're standing up for 12 damn hours at work. You see what I'm saying? That used to be me. Used to be me. Alright? So I'm here to let y'all know there's a way, family. We got options. You got to read, though. But if you're willing to read, man, your life is going to change, y'all. Y'all remember that show, Reading Rainbow? I'm about to go watch that shit tonight. What? I can go anywhere. It's taking the nuts. It's taking the nuts. And Reading Rainbow. Look, that's what I'm saying. Some of y'all don't even remember y'all because some of y'all childhood suck. Some of y'all childhood suck. You couldn't sit crisscross applesauce and watch a TV show that said the power of reading. You was outside and shit. You was outside chilling with folks you had no business chilling with. You didn't sit down and watch Reading Rainbow. Okay? What? Had me ready to goddamn glide on my magic carpet, ready to read all types of books. What? Reading Rainbow. Singing that shit, then you got older. Shit wasn't cool no more. I don't know when not reading became cool. I don't know. I blame it on the women. Well, once women stopped caring about readers, we all wanted guys that just did, you know what I'm saying? You know, we gonna do whatever the woman want to do. Not to get off task and nothing like that, but we gonna do whatever, you know what I'm saying? We gonna do whatever the woman want to do. So if the women wanted readers, guess how many men gonna turn into readers? You gonna have men that's gonna act like they readers. Because you got men that act like they street. Because women want street guys. Knowing damn well that ain't what the fuck they want. Okay? No offense to no street guys, but I'm just saying there's a lot of street guys that ain't street guys. And they just street guys because that's like the cool shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Alright, we need to bring reading. We need to bring cool. We need to be reading being cool again. What did Trump say? Make America fucking great again. Alright? For real. Alright? Because ladies, what are you doing? What are you doing? But anyways, Federal Reserve Section 16, Part 2. Okay, 12 USC 1431. All right. Okay, because once we get the women informed, they not even gonna be looking these bums way. You gonna stop hearing women say dumbass shit like, I don't need a man. You know how many dumb, goofy individuals say that? I don't need a man. Or you got some men out here saying, I don't need a woman. And I'm sure none of them understand contracting. Yeah, reading used to be cool as hell. I used to be in ISS so much. The reason why it was cool because I would sit there and read. When I was locked up in jail for 3 months, man, what made my time go by? Because I used to read hella books. For real. What? Reading. It was books that had no pictures. It got to a point I'm reading books. I'm making the picture as I'm reading. I don't know what that's called. You feel what I'm saying? But I used to read books like, you know, in jail, you don't got picture books. You know what I'm saying? I used to read all types, man. And when I used to read books, it used to be like movies in my head. I'll play that shit out in my mind. So now when I'm reading these laws, I play it out in my mind like, oh shit, I'm following where the negotiable instrument, which is the application, I'm following that. I create a whole graph in my mind. Okay, I'm the investor. I'm the one that's submitting my line of credit. I'm submitting them my key to go access my Treasury account. I'm saying it's okay when I sign and submit it. Their job is to take it because they're borrowers. They got to take this and give me something back. That's what bring in 12 USC 1431. You know what I'm saying? So I understand how everything is a puzzle. You got to cross-reference. Some of y'all just say one thing like, well, you know, HJR 192. You got to know more than just one act. You got to know how to piece all this stuff together. You got to be able to show your work. Okay? Now, I ain't do that at high school. You know what I'm saying? But I understood the people that was on A on the road, your valedictorians and things like that. They understood how to master a formula. You know what I'm saying? When you master a formula, you're going to be successful. That's with anything. You master the art. Yeah, that's with any way. You master the art of anything. A formula of business. The formula of a business, you're going to be successful. You master the art or the formula of legal procedures, you're going to be successful. You master the art of procedures when it comes to negotiable instruments, you're going to be successful. All right? But remember, if you're around friends and family members that don't read and you're the only one that read, family is going to be weighing on you that you don't even understand. Okay? It's going to always be a distraction. You're never going to have a peace of mind. Okay? They always want to imagine being around somebody, you start reading, they be like, man, come on, let's go do something. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't got the attention span. They're children. Okay? Kids can't sit still. All right? Meaning you're going to have to sit still and read this information. Because this information will change your life if you tap in. Okay? But if you don't, family, you're going to be working. And you got to remember, inflation is happening. And you know, you only can make so much at a job, family. Like, let me ask y'all a question. What do you really expect out of your job? I know most people say, well, it's getting the bills paid right now. I get that, but it's kind of funny that right now has turned into 5 years. It's funny how right now has turned into 2 years. It's funny how right now has turned into 3 years. Some of y'all are still doing the same thing. When does right now turn into, okay, right now is right now? Okay? Because y'all right now is all over the damn place. When does it change? When? Okay? Because y'all aren't fooling me. Y'all ain't fooling us. You fooling yourself by convincing yourself, oh, I got time. Okay, you're going to wake up, you're going to be 50. You're going to wake up, you're going to be 70. Now you're going to feel like you're too old to read it. You see what I'm saying? Then you're going to pass over, come back to this same frequency, and you're going to be starting all over again. You're not elevating. No matter how you feel about it, family. So, yeah, I'm going to leave this live up for sure, family. I'm going to leave this live up. All right, everything that I mentioned today, understand, family, a security interest is something that you have rights to. If the corporation says that they have rights to, you can ask them, well, who gave you that right? I gave you a security interest because you had the duty to go fulfill this line of credit. That's really what's going on. That's really what's going on, excuse me. Alright, that's really what's going on, family. So I'm not here to sell you anything, okay? I'm here to inform you. Like I used to work. For anybody that went to school with me, man, I wasn't talking like this. And anybody that went to school with me on here, can you validate that? Was I talking like this? Man, what? I was a class clown. What? Class clown athlete. What? I didn't know this information. My family didn't know this information. I didn't have no friends that knew this information. Okay? I learned this information. I tapped into this information when I turned 26 years old. I started working when I was 27. I started working, I'm 31 years old right now. I haven't looked back, family. And these years has flown by. I feel younger than I did when I was 27. Might be muted. Yep. Walik Bey, good shit. Yep. Alright, but yeah, that's what it is, y'all. I'm gonna leave this live up. If you want some more information, I got plenty of long lives on my Instagram. My Instagram is Mansa Mahatha 888. Mansa Mahatha 888. John Smith asked, why do they call it a Sensei K Trust? Sensei K